Team Canada continues to light it up at the World Hockey Championships.
Here's Ekblad with a shot, scored! Aaron Ekblad.
Coming out on top versus tough opponents in their last two matchups.
Terrorist power play goal, and Canada's in front.
Canada looks to leading scorer Taylor Hall to keep the hot streak alive against the French. After a very impressive win versus the U.S., Belarus sits on top of Group B.
Some tic-tac-toe from Belarus.
But their biggest test may be today as they take on Russia. Day 9 of the World Hockey Championship begins now. Good morning, Canada. Just past 6 a.m. Eastern, 3 a.m. Pacific, high noon in the Czech Republic. France has Canada. Fifth game of the tournament upcoming. There's Taylor Hall and Jordan Eberle. They will play alongside Sidney Crosby today. No Cristobal Huet in net for France. That's a surprise. Ronan Kemener draws in. And the big game over in Ostrava. Ilya Kovalchuk against the surprising Belarusians. Belarus leads that pool right now, so we'll be keeping on top of that one as well. Hi, everybody. Rod Black along with Bob Airy. Welcome to Day 9 at the Worlds. A very important game for Team Canada against France, a team that beat them last year, but a game to get a spot, punch their ticket to the quarters.
Well, it's incredible. A couple of line shuffles and a high-octane offense from Team Canada. We'll see if they can do it in a huge game in which they lost to France last year.
Boy, the games are getting more important. The conferences and the pools are tightening up. France and Canada coming up. Belarus and Russia. We bought both these games this morning. Finland and Slovakia later today, along with Sweden and Switzerland, as they continue to leapfrog in both pools. Big game for Canada today. We say good morning to Gord Miller and Ray Ferraro in Prague.
Good morning from Prague. Canada's early start here, 12:15 local time. Looking for better starts, Ray.
Yeah, and it might be a little bit of a challenge for a group of players that are looking for some regularity to the system. The preliminary round games start at all various times. This is the earliest start, 12:15 local, that Team Canada is going to get in this tournament. And Todd McLellan has talked to his team about getting out of the gate a little quicker. They stumbled around against Sweden in the first period. They were down 3-0. And McLellan, after that first period, said to the players, we're on the receiving end too much. We're picking ourselves up off the ice. We're reactive, not proactive. And so they're going to try to be more aggressive from the very beginning of the game here against France. And to that point, the lines that we saw McLellan go with in the tail end of the game against Sweden, where the Edmonton Oiler guys, Hall and Eberle, are on the outside of Crosby, will remain the same for this game against France.
A lot of talk about how France beat Canada last year, 3-2 in a shootout. But don't forget the French also beat Russia the year before that at the World Championship.
All right, thanks, guys. The lineup has changed, of course. Sidney Crosby now with Taylor Hall and Jordan Eberle. This lineup shuffle came against the Swedes, and Matt Duchene moves between Nate McKinnon and Jason Spezza. Cody Eakin will not play today, and Braden Shen draws in. He makes his first start at this year's Worlds. So let's talk a little bit about that move with Sidney Crosby going between the two Oilers now.
Well, I like it. I think it's great because you got the speed of Hall, who leads this tournament with 8 points and 5 goals. Sidney Crosby's going to have the puck in his hands most of the time. That's a good thing, I think, for Taylor Hall. He goes to the net. Eberle finds the soft spots. You have that good dynamic there. A ton of speed on that line. And Crosby always said he likes the right. There's Duchene, who moves in with Spezza on that line with Nate McKinnon. So a lot of offense, 200 goals between the top 9 players on the top 3 lines of Team Canada in the regular season this year in the NHL.
Team Canada averaging 7 goals a game through the 4 games so far, giving up 2 goals a game. Defense has been pretty good. And how about Patrick Weirkosh?
Well, it's been a great story. He's been a great story at Burnaby, BC. Played 56 games in Ottawa, 21 scratches, 5 with an injury, and you know he's already got a +6 in this tournament. And here he is, the big man, 6'5". That's great stuff for Weirkosh. He just sticks with it. And I tell you, those sometimes takes a little bit longer for those bigger guys to come into themselves. The skating's improved. Good teaching, stick on puck, all those kind of things that Team Canada is using right now.
What do you think, Team Canada? Better start, obviously, against the team that has a bit of a history against them.
Well, yes, last year to the day, France defeated Canada in a shootout. Bellemare with the winner, but Huet was tremendous in that game. Not getting the start, and there's Pierre-Edouard Bellemare of the Philadelphia Flyers. Not available for France in this game. Huet's not playing as well, but it'll be a good one.
Yeah, I mean, they seem to get jacked up for Team Canada. So Team Canada, this is their 5th game of the tournament. Again, France today. They've got Switzerland tomorrow, and then Austria on Tuesday. And again, a win today punches their ticket to the quarterfinals. Here's Brian Mudryk with Matt Duchesne.
Matt, I know it's an entirely different team and a new team. Canada last year, Canada lost to France. How important is a quick start for you guys here?
Yeah, I don't think we're looking at that. I think we're looking at where we got to go still to win those the quarterfinal, semifinal, final games, and we're preparing for that. And we want to finish first in our pool, and we've got to take care of business here. You
had great success early on in the tournament on the Oiler line. Looking forward to playing with your new teammates today. Yeah. Obviously, you got to shuffle a little bit, and it doesn't matter who you're playing with on this team. It's always you're always going to have great line mates. So should be good. Thanks. Good luck.
Thank you.
A couple members of the Colorado Avalanche together now, and look at the posters. Team Canada fans overseas, Yager fans everywhere. We'll continue to set up our day 9 at the Worlds after this.
The 2015 IIHF World Hockey.
Unofficial midway point of this tournament, Canada's 5th game of the preliminary. Again, they play 7. Canada chance to punch its ticket to the quarters today. France needing a win, and it makes you wonder why Cristobal Huet is not in the lineup today. They need wins, and maybe they're saving him for the next 2 games, or maybe he's hurt. The U.S. leads the way over in Group B, but Belarus and Russia, look at that. Huge game in Ostrava today. Dennis Bayak and Shane Knighty will call it.
For Russia, their last 2 games, a loss to the United States and then a game against Denmark that was really in doubt until the 3rd period. As a result, Coach Oleg Znarok has done some line juggling.
Well, and he's changed things around. Yeah, it was a close game against Denmark, a 1-goal affair until late, 2 late goals by Russia, and he has switched things around. We've seen Ilya Kovalchuk, who played under 2 minutes in that 3rd period, now lined up with Anisimov and Tarasenko. That'll give them some more punch on the offensive side, but they're still led by the line, Dodonov, Panarin, and Shapachev. They have led the way offensively for Russia, who has had 5 goals or more in their 3 wins.
And that's a line that plays together in the KHL. For Belarus, maybe they've been the surprise of this championship so far. They have points in every game they've played, including 3 regulation wins.
Again, that game on TSN 5. Here are our starting goalies, brought to you by Chevrolet. Find new roads.
For Belarus, Kevin Lalonde. Boy, he was good against Team USA in that victory. And it's Bob. What about Bob? Sergei Bobrovsky, 10-1 his career at the World Hockey Championship, goes for Russia in this one. In the other game, Ronan Keminer. There he is, finished 2nd league there. Well, he's going to be the man. You'll know about him after today, maybe. Martin Jones, Stanley Cup winner, gets the nod for Team Canada in Todd McClellan's club.
Martin Jones after Mike Smith. That started a pair. Jones gets back in today. So Canada, France from Prague, Belarus, Russia from Ostrava on TSN 5. Enjoy it, everybody. We'll see you at the intermissions as we begin bright and early breakfast at the Worlds.
Good morning, Canada. Good afternoon from Ostrava, Czech Republic, Ches Arena, as it is Russia and Belarus, each team at 3-1, but 1 extra point for Belarus, as they have picked up points in every one of their games. The game they lost was in extra time to Slovakia. Your referees for today's game, Daniel Stricker of Switzerland, along with Daniel Picharczyk from Germany. And the linesmen are Jimmy Dahman of Sweden and Nicholas Fleury of Switzerland. Your goaltenders are Sergei Bobrovsky for Russia and Kevin Lalonde for Belarus. Played into the Russian zone. Kaluzny in front for Kostitsyn, and that shot off the stick and over top the net. Yakovlev takes a bump from Andrei Kostitsyn. And Belov has the puck for Russia.
Well, Russia had a 2-1 win last year in this championship over Belarus. One thing with Belarus, very stingy defensively. They've only given up 7 goals against through the first 4 games.
2000 was the last time that Belarus has beaten Russia at the World Championships. It's been 6 straight wins for Russia. Dmitry Kulikov plays this deep. Kulikov tries to get to the front of the net. The pass never got there. Korobov from the line floats it to the front of the net, turned over. And a shot off the stick of Moisyakin is caught by Lalande. He'll drop it. Belarus trying to get out, can't. And the shot from the high slot by Malkin is out of play.
Well, Evgeny Malkin still looking for his first goal. The coach is Dave Lewis, the head coach of Belarus, and Oleg Zanarok for Russia. The head coach of Dave Lewis, he talked last game about how well his Belarus team played against Canada, said they need to play their style. They can't worry about how Russia plays. It's all about their approach to this game.
Victory Day in Russia and in Belarus today, and both coaches talked about playing on this day. They said it is a very special occasion, but there is a hockey game to be played as they go head-to-head. Dave Lewis did say that their entire federation, that it was coming here for this tournament, did go to Victory Square in Minsk, and they left flowers before they made their way to Ostrava. Shot from the line, and Anisimov is after it. Anisimov gets tied up, and Belarus on the loose puck. Lisovitz plays it back to the Russian line, and Chudinov slams it around. Unable to hold it in on that far side was Sienkiewicz, and he'll go back into his own zone. Plays it back onto the stick of Dmitry Korobov. The long lead pass misses everyone, and this will be an icing call.
Well, Korobov looking for the long stretch pass. Belarus has Kevin Lalande in net. The Ontario boy from Kingston, Ontario, played for CSKA Moscow. Great numbers in this tournament for Lalande, who has been very solid. A 1.74 goals against and a 9.38 save percentage.
Tikhonov, the former Phoenix at that time draft pick, wins this faceoff. Mironov for Shirokov. He got it back to the line, and the shot from Kulikov went wide. Plotnikov tries to work it to the front of the net. Plotnikov being watched there by Ustinenko. Centered in front for Tikhonov. Takes it around the net. Boy, it looked like there was some room up top on that short side.
Well, Belarus did a good job just forcing him wide behind the net.
Plotnikov gets it short side. Shirokov bangs at it. And grabbed and held.
Well, Shirokov, the former Manitoba Moose, a good chance off a nice play by Plotnikov. Chance here for Tikhonov. He keeps moving to the side. The land was down. There was room, but didn't have time to get the shot away. This is a great feed by Plotnikov as he comes out the same side to Shirokov, but a good read by Lalande with the post coverage.
Kevin Lalande comes into this game 1.74 goals against average, a 9.38 save percentage. Bobrovsky will play this around the boards. Bobrovsky's numbers coming into this game 2-1, 2.35, and an 8.79 save percentage. So his numbers higher than what they were in this tournament last year when Russia went undefeated. The netminder of this tournament has been Pekka Rinne of Finland. We will see Finland later today.
3 straight shutouts for Pekka Rinne.
That's not bad.
No, but a lot of that has to do with the way Finland plays, such a defensive style to their system.
Through center ice, Nikolai Kulemin did not get a stick on this, and Russia will be called for icing.
Oleg Zanarok shifted the lines around today. His captain, Ilya Kovalchuk, playing under 2 minutes in the third period. In a game in which it was close against Denmark, they scored some late to win 5-2, but Kovalchuk on the line now with Artem Anisimov and Vladimir Tarasenko.
Trying to create a spark. Ilya Kovalchuk did not see a lot of ice time in the third period of the win over Denmark. High slot, turned over, front of the net. Bobrovsky got the right leg out. And on the goal line for Alexander Kulikov.
Oh, what a chance for Kulikov as Russia loses coverage in the zone. A great play by Koversian as he gets it down. And Kulikov couldn't get the first shot away. Malkin with a little stick check. This is a great pass. There's the stick check by Malkin, and as Kulikov tries to move to his left, the right pad of Bobrovsky makes the save.
Sergei Bobrovsky from the KHL to the Philadelphia Flyers, and then on to the Columbus Blue Jackets, where he won a Vezina Trophy. Injured for part of the season last year, as was most of that Columbus team. Offside called against Belarus.
Oh, and Dave Lewis, the head coach for Belarus, he's the third North American-born coach. Glenn Hanlon, Kurt Fraser, a couple other North American coaches that were behind the bench for Belarus.
Controlled off the face-off by Russia. Chudinov takes a bump there from Demkov, but gets it in. Around the boards, Tarasenko swings it back for Artem Anisimov, also of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Down for Ilya Kovalchuk, the former Atlanta Thrasher and New Jersey Devil. Belarus, Lisovitz trying to get out of his own zone, can't. Volkov plays it for Demkov, and Demkov for Katarov, and Katarov sends the lead pass in. Sienkiewicz takes a hit to the backboards, a bit of an elbow to the back of the head there from Chudinov. Goes uncalled, kept in at the line. Well, delayed offside, and it is cleared, and play continues. In across the line, the slap shot as Kovalchuk played it cross ice, and a save by Lalande off Medvedev.
Oh, Medvedev gets all of this as it's a turnover. Kovalchuk, it's a delayed offside. He goes right through the defenseman, comes down, quick 3-on-2. Medvedev the blast. Lalande makes the save, but a little shoulder check over his right shoulder to make sure that doesn't trickle through him. He got it kind of squeezed between the right arm and his body.
Kevin Lalande from the OHL was a Calgary Flames draft pick and has been over in Belarus and the KHL for the past number of years, has Belarus citizenship, as does Canadian Jeff Platt. But Jeff Platt not at the tournament this year. Belov ties his man up in behind the net. On the loose puck is Belarus. Gavris trying to dig it free. Big Belov gets stripped to the puck. Droz plays it for Yushchenko. Yushchenko back into the corner as Belarus now starts a line change. Stas going in after Shirokov. Big hit on the far side. Carried right back in by Gavris. Blocker save. Oh, and Bobrovsky had to dive across as that came off a teammate.
Well, Gavris has opened the scoring a couple times for Belarus in this tournament. Almost one more as the save rebounded off Dmitry Kulikov and almost past his netminder.
Kulikov fires this into the Belarus zone. We have a spray helmet on the ice. It's finally shoveled over to the linesman, who will hand it off to the Belarus bench. Sienkiewicz back in his own zone. It was the helmet of Viktor Tikhonov, so they're going to have to get that from the Belarus bench over to the Russian bench, or maybe not. This is not a friendly. At the line, kept in, Listovitz. And Bobrovsky will play it for Chudinov. No score, Belarus and Russia. Chudinov, Malkin, slap shot wide. Medvedev pitches this back into the corner for Evgeny Malkin. Malkin for Tarasenko. Tarasenko trying to howdy-do his way to the front of the net. And Lisovitz trying to stay with him, and Lalande will freeze it.
Well, Belarus has had a couple of good scoring chances, but the quick reflexes so far of Sergei Bobrovsky kept this a scoreless game.
12:15 local start here. Now, they do play these games at this time at the World Championship, but is that an adjustment, especially maybe for the NHL players? But even the players that play in the KHL, you don't get very many 12:15 starts.
Well, it's an adjustment, and for these guys, I think it shakes up the routine a little bit. You don't have the morning skate option or anything like that. It changes the pregame meal. You go from probably a pasta meal to a breakfast meal. But they've been in this tournament, the majority of these guys before, and they've been in these situations, and you just have to adapt.
And having said that, more and more in the National Hockey League with television times, there has been games that have been starting earlier and earlier. New York Rangers staying alive last night. Anaheim grabbing a 3-1 series lead against Calgary in NHL action. Tarasenko trying to work it out front off a stick and cleared for Katarov. And Katarov slips this back into the Russian zone. And boy, they're going to say that Chudinov didn't have a chance to play that on the far side, and icing is going to be the call.
Well, big hit by Nikolai Stasenko as he just lays into the Russian player, and the chance comes the other way as Davros with the shot goes off Kulikov, and actually Kulikov, he's the one who stops it from going in off him and by the net, and also Bobrovsky diving back with that paddle down.
Shot off the face-off, off the leg. Yakovlev plays his back in behind the net. Centering pass grabbed off by Demkov. And Demkov getting pressured there at the line as Russia trying to hold that line, and it makes its way back where Belov will hunt this thing down, and Belov will start the attack. Lead pass for Tikhonov. Tikhonov takes it wide against Yavenko. Tikhonov back in behind the net. Tied up there with Kovarshin. Malkin is on the loose puck. Shirokov to the front of the net, and the pass comes outside the line, and Kulikov is going to have to backtrack. Now for Tikhonov. Tikhonov on for Shirokov, looking for Plotnikov. Plotnikov getting tied up there with big Yavenko. Jammed to the far corner. Russia staying on it. No score here in this opening period. Shots are 2-2 in this game. Panarin shot, and Lalande. There is the third shot on goal for Russia as Panarin with the opportunity.
Well, Artemi Panarin, the recently signed signed player for Chicago Blackhawks, a great job just rolling on the corner, but Belarus collapses right in front of the net. Four guys, a great job in front by Stasenko as he lifts the stick, blocks out Mosiakin, so it's an easy save for Lalande.
Sapachev, Panarin, Dodonov. The line out there now for Russia, a KHL line.
Yeah, they all play together for SKA St. Petersburg, and they have been the leading line here for Russia. We hear all the NHL star names, but Dodonov tied for the lead in points in the tournament with Taylor Hall with 8.
Dodonov 3-5-8, and Taylor Hall 5-3-8 in the tournament. Canada back in action this morning. They are against France over in Prague. Offside whistled.
Oleg Snorok watching, trying to get his team. They had the loss to USA 4-2, and then a narrow win over Denmark. It was 5-2, but a one-goal game for a long time. So not the best performances the last two games for Russia. They're looking to rebound here against Belarus as the pace has slowed.
Game against Denmark especially, they just didn't seem to play with a whole lot of passion and drive.
Well, the thing with Russia, it almost seems that they can't get that early goal. The longer they go without scoring, the more frustrated they become as a team because they think it should happen immediately. And, you know, Belarus, as good as they've been defensively, they'll stick with that same type of mind frame.
Canada, the only undefeated team in the tournament, and Tyler Seguin on the power play has Canada in front of France 1-0. You're right, the pace of this one has simply come to a crawl. Kaluzny and Kulemin to face off. Malkin goes after it. And off a stick and into the Belarus bench.
Well, they're going for a record here of whistles in the last minute and a half, but Dave Lewis probably no problem with the slow pace. Actually, it favors the Belarus team to slow it down, not let Russia wind it up.
Dave Lewis, excellent defenseman in the National Hockey League. Oleg Znarok, the Russian coach, high offensively gifted forward. Big-time numbers when he played in the German league. Another face-off as Lalande hangs on to this one. We may have ourselves a legitimate doubleheader.
May we go right into the next game.
Yes. Slovakia and Finland. Our next game up here from Ches Arena. Korobov looking for Tarasenko. Kept in at the blue, or rather for Gavris, kept in at the blue line. Kulikov jumps down low. Moisyakin lets the shot go. That's over top the net. Malkin is after it. Back for Nikolai Kulemin. Korobov keeps an eye on him. Moisyakin tracks this down behind the net. Moisyakin jams it out front, and it's cleared. Droz sends this left side. Gavris sends it in and goes in after it. Gavris trying to get this onto the stick of Sergei Droz in behind the net. Makes its way back to the line. Yavenko, the long shot, ends up in behind the net, and here comes Ilya Kovalchuk. A little bit of room down the right side. Kovalchuk walks in, scores! Ilya Kovalchuk has Russia on the board.
Well, Lalande not happy with that one, but Kovalchuk, his coach gives him some better players, and he responds as he opens up the scoring here, the captain for Russia. Yavenko had the pinch on Kulemin. Kulemin with a great little chip play. Kovalchuk, as Katarov comes off the bench, goes around him, has Anisimov, and somehow Kovalchuk able to slip this past Lalande as he comes down the right side. Settles the puck down, and just that quick release as he gets it short side past Lalande.
Kovalchuk just kept looking over. Back in for Belarus. Kulikov the shot. And you wonder if Lalande wasn't expecting a pass, although he never really left the short side, but you never know. He may have checked to see who was where just as Kovalchuk released it. So Ilya Kovalchuk has Russia in front. This is his second goal of the championship. Lisovitz, the lead pass. Backhand shot to the short side by Volkov. Save made by Bobrovsky. Stepanov leaves for Kulikov. Kulikov trying to get some room against the checking of Tikhonov. Korobov to the front of the net, that sailed wide. Yusenko for Stepanov. Yusenko was jumping into the high slot looking for the return pass, but Stepanov mishandled it in the corner. Stepanov for Volkov, centered looking for Katarov, and grabbed off by Plotnikov, and he'll come back for Russia. Plotnikov trying to dangle his way around Yusenko, nothing doing there. Pitch to the front of the net, and then a collision as Tikhonov collides with Panarin. Teammates going shoulder to shoulder, and both appear to be okay.
Well, Ilya Kovalchuk getting it done. A great play by Kulemin. As he feels the pinch off Yavenko, and Kovalchuk off to the races. He's looking past when he shoots this. Doesn't look at the net, just shoots the puck, a no-look shot. And it finds its way through a hole on Lalande, who thought he had everything covered as he went down. But a great no-look shot by Ilya Kovalchuk.
Well, that's why Ilya Kovalchuk, I guess, is the goal scorer that he is.
Well, 417 National Hockey League goals in 816 games.
Kostitsyn Takes a bump from Kulikov. Jordan Eberle has scored. Canada is leading France 2-0. Kaluzny in the slot, fanned on the shot, and Kulikov springs Dadonov. Dadonov to the front of the net. And that goes off a stick from tight end as Ilya Kovalchuk with another opportunity.
Oh, quick play by Dadonov. He just pulls up. Good feet. It goes under the stick of Yavenko, and Kovalchuk trying to find some room. Short side shelf, but goes up and out of play. So a lot more ice time in this game, and probably a lot happier player. But part of that was a little lackluster in the past 2 games, and maybe that's what it took to get him going here today, as the head coach has his captain motivated.
1-0 in favor of Russia. Talk about Canada now being up 2-0 against France. Canada has really played already the tough teams on that A side. They have France today, and they're up 2-0, and then it is Switzerland, which always seems to give opposition teams a tough go simply because of their defensive style. And then they'll close out against Austria.
Well, I remember covering them against France last year, and it wasn't so easy as they lost in a shootout in that opening game.
A year ago today in Minsk. Wozniacki carries back in for Russia. Leaves for Malkin. Malkin had it get away from him. And Droz will get it out at center ice. Chipped in by Volkov. Volkov and Chudinov. After the loose puck, Katarov takes it for Belarus. Plays it back to the line. Screen shot, that went wide. Katarov tried to get that to the paint. Wraparound try by Demkov and Bobrovsky down on the far side. Anisimov has his hands full there with Demkov. Comes back to the line. The shot never got through. And Yusenko has to hustle back for Belarus. And now taken by Medvedev. Medvedev for Mironov. Banks it off the boards. Both teams are changing. And Kulikov back for Belarus. A couple of Kulikovs in this game. Alexander Kulikov for Belarus and Dmitry Kulikov of the Florida Panthers for Russia. Stepanov fires. Bobrovsky save on the short side. Centering pass got blocked. Stepanov stays on it for Kulikov. Watched by Tikhonov. Tikhonov knocks it off his stick, and that allows Mironov to swing it up the boards. No room, though, as Belarus holds it in. Stepanov back for Yavenko, back for Stepanov, and that comes off a skate to the side of the net. And Bobrovsky is going to jump on that and hang on to it. 1-0 Russia.
It's... Well, Ilya Kovalchuk has Russia ahead 1-0 in this game. He's able to open up the scoring for his team, and the captain getting it done. A lot better game out of Kovalchuk. It's still early, but a little more hustle to it than we've seen in the past couple.
Another one of your former teammates that is in this tournament or championship. Ilya Kovalchuk of the Atlanta Thrashers.
Well, he was captain this year for SK St. Petersburg. They won the Gagarin Cup.
In the corner, grabbed off to Stietzen. Trying to find some room out of his own zone, could not. 1-0 Russia. Dennis Bayak and Shane Knighty here at Ches Arena. Gustitson. Dadonov takes it away from him. Dadonov slips this back down low, and Yavenko goes back for it for Belarus. Plays college hockey in the United States, Yavenko does. And grabbed off by Stepanchev, clears on the near side. Sienkiewicz, right side for Stas, and Stas will send it in. Kulikov is after it. Kulikov gets tied up in behind the net. Droz didn't know where it went. Wozniacki will throw this cross ice for Antipin. Antipin to the line, tried to get it back to Wozniacki, picked off by Droz. And he'll carry it back in for Belarus, but he couldn't get a shot through. And now right back for Sienkiewicz. A goal and 3 points for Sienkiewicz in the tournament. Long lead pass for Demkov. Demkov shot stopped. And Tarasenko couldn't handle that pass. No icing on the play as Korobov gets back for Belarus. Lead pass for Demkov. And a penalty coming up. Is this going to be a penalty shot? Yes.
Well, Demkov, some good speed off the bank play. Chudinov hooks him up. Katarov just sends us up. Demkov, good speed coming in. There's the hook by Chudinov. And there's the signal for the penalty shot.
8th penalty shot of the tournament. Canada has had 3. And Demkov will be the shooter as he got hooked on the play. Plays for the KHL. And Artem Demkov with the opportunity to tie this game up. In on Bobrovsky. Demkov to the forehand, and Bobrovsky left pad down, makes the save.
Well, Demkov tries a nice move. Bobrovsky stays with him all the way. There's room up top, but it's hard to elevate the puck as he moves to the right. Demkov with the fake, tries to get Bobrovsky to bite, but Bobrovsky stays right with it. See the flexibility. Gets that left pad right out on Demkov.
1 year in the queue for Demkov. There was Chudinov who created the infraction. Yakovlev for Belov. Out for Plotnikov. Finally, it does bounce its way out of the Russian zone. Cleared back in. Shirokov puts it to the front of the net, steered away by Lalande. Ends up in the corner, and Plotnikov is on it. Trying to spin away from the checking of Kovarshin. Tikhonov. Yavenko all over Tikhonov. Leaves it for Belov. Belov wraps it around. Save made by Lalande. Stasenko plays this up the boards. Turned over though. Shot by Shirokov. And may have gone off the right shoulder of Lalande.
I think Lalande picked this up a little late as Shirokov with the shot from top of the circles. Belarus had a great chance at Demkov penalty shot, but they can't tie it up.
And the 8 penalty shots, it is equal right now. 4 have scored and 4 have been stopped. Canada a perfect 3 for 3 in the penalty shot department. France has scored, by the way. Canada now up on France 2-1. Taken at center by Stas. Kulikov back for it. And chasing him is Gavris. Kulikov plays it for Panarin. Panarin tried to get that for Dodonov. And this is going to be an icing call against Russia. We talk about Ilya Kovalchuk and him not getting a lot of ice time as we look at Dave Lewis, the head coach of Belarus.
Well, and you see a little bit of more North American style to the way Belarus plays. They're not afraid to chip and chase. They're not afraid to dump it in, where a team like Russia wants to carry it across the blue line with puck possession.
Interesting to see in our next game, Slovakia against Finland, as to what Vladimir Wojtek, the coach of Slovakia, will do with Tomas Kopecky. He was stripped of the captaincy, did not play the last game. Controlled by Kostitsyn. Kostitsyn dishes off Sienkiewicz. The blast from the line, and Bobrovsky, who seems on top of his game today, makes the save.
Well, Demkov with the best chance from a feed from Katarov. Chudina ties him up. That signaled the penalty shot, and a great chance as he comes in. Tries to go to the forehand, but Sergei Bobrovsky is able to better him.
Lisovic shot from the line. That went wide. Centered out front. No one there. And Russia will start back. Malkin carrying down that left side. No room to get a shot away. Yakovlev for Kulemin, and Kulemin swings it all the way around behind the net. Back forward, Malkin. It's taken by Moisjakin for Malkin, and his shot off a stick on the short side. Kostitsyn lifts this out to center ice. Medvedev tried to knock it down, missed it. Chudinov will get it for Malkin. In for Moisjakin. Moisjakin, the wrist shot, and gloved and held by Kevin Lalande.
Well, Sergei Moisjakin, another one of the Russian players, one of the older players on the team for Russia. 49 games played in the KHL last year, 27 goals, 54 points.
Russia started the championship with a 6-2 win over Norway, a 5-3 win over Slovenia, and then lost 4-2 to the United States and beat Denmark by a score of 5-2.
Well, Russia lost one of their better players early on, Danny Zarapov, out of the tournament. To bring some other players, they also lost Marukov left, the defenseman, and Andrei Mironov came in to replace him.
They do have a roster spot available. And they were watching the Ranger-Washington series, but certainly doesn't look like Ilya Kovalchuk, or rather Alex Ovechkin, is going to be available from there, even though the Rangers did extend the series last night. And they're also watching the Montreal-Tampa series for Alexei Yemelin. With Montreal taking that series back to Montreal for Game 5. Belov tries to slip that up the boards. Katarov is after it. At the line, Yusenko, low drive from the blue line, doesn't get through. Demkov being watched by Artem Anisimov. Puck is still loose, and Volkov on it for Belarus, but Belov stays with him. Ilya Kovalchuk now, nice tape-to-tape for Tarasenko. Tarasenko tried to fire it and never did get a shot away. Kovarshin gets to center. Got pressured there by Tikhonov. Final minute of period 1. Tikhonov carries in with Tarasenko. Pass too far. Stasenko for Belarus. After the puck in the corner, ties it up there with Tikhonov. Shirokov for Plotnikov. Plotnikov spins off the check of Korobov. Plotnikov centers. Shirokov in a little tight. Tikhonov couldn't get a stick on it. Bounces back to the line, held in by Andrei Mironov. Pressure now by Russia here late in the opening period. Mironov. He'll skate it down low. His shot is grabbed and held by Lalande.
Well, there's Mironov, the latest arrival here for Russia, as he gets the shot pinching down from the right point. Shot from the outside. Played for HC Dynamo Moscow last season. Most of these players from the KHL, 7 of them did play for SK St. Petersburg on the Russian team.
And many on the Belarus team play for the KHL team in Minsk. Chipped in, Gavris goes in after it. Dying seconds of period 1, and it comes to an end with Russia on the goal by Ilya Kovalchuk, leading 1-0.
Well, their captain came through a much better period by Russia. They seem to be into this game a little bit more than they have the past 2.
Sergei Bobrovsky was sharp, including stopping a penalty shot from Demkov. 1-0 Russia after 1.
Which card? Canada leading France at the World Hockey Championship. Rod Black along with Bob Airy. Todd McClellan wanted a quick start. Team Canada came out flying, but they had the French wall up.
Well, you got to go against a tough wall of that France. They're going to clog things up in the middle of the ice, so you got to come with speed, go wide, get pucks to the net. This is what France has put up, the picket fence or more. And you can't force yourself into that, or you're going to turn the puck the other way. Get pucks to the net, get on the forecheck. That's what Canada's trying to do early, out shooting the French 19-6 in the first period, but don't force it there. And the best chance early came off the stick of Antoine Roussel of the Dallas Stars. Pass off the pad, boom, missed that. Well,
Premature celebration.
Thought it was a goal there, Rob, but it wasn't, and that would have been a big goal for France. It didn't turn out to go the French way, but they did not give up in that period.
We talk so much about the firepower on Team Canada, but how about this fourth line?
Fourth line's got firepower too. Not only do they have that, but they have hitting. And they started this hockey game for Tom McClellan. Braden Shen drew into this hockey game. He put up 47 points for the Flyers. Couturier, 15 goals for the Flyers. They came out banging. After that start, there's Shen to Toffoli, who had over 20 goals and 5 shorties. So they can put the puck in the net too, but they draw the power play. There's the shot pass to the stick of Seguin, and Seguin, boy, no panic at all. Puts the Canadians up 1-0 in the game. They have a 2-1 lead after one.
Tyler Seguin had kind of a slow start to this tournament. He's really turned it on lately, and the goal scorer on the power play is with Brian Mudryk.
Tyler, I know Coach wanted to have better starts in the tournament. How would you assess your guys' first 20 minutes?
It was okay. Obviously, getting a couple quick goals is nice. But we haven't played as good as we can yet. So could have had an even better start, but we're looking forward to the next period.
You have 3 goals now in 3 games. Personally, how do you feel you're adjusting, and how's your game coming along?
Yeah, I mean, I think the first few games I definitely felt the rust and adjusting to the ice. Some guys have been doing better at getting to it right away, and it's taking me some time, but I'm happy I'm starting to find the back of the net.
2 days off and back on the ice in this one. Was there anything that you guys wanted to work on going forward in the tournament?
Yeah, I mean, I think we got a good team here, obviously on paper, and it's been about putting it all together. Obviously, a team with superstars might not do well in a tournament. We've been putting it all together and done a good job.
Thanks. Good luck in the second.
Yeah, thanks.
2-1 Canada over France. 1-0 Russia. You've got to see this goal.
Yes, Ilya Kovalchuk. You've heard about the no-look pass. How about the no-look shot? And Kovalchuk does it beautifully. He's got a bouncing puck. Anisimov's going to the net. And Ilya Kovalchuk's able to score on Lalonde. But he's looking. He's looking over Anisimov. He's not going there, is he? Is he? Lalonde? He never looked once at the net when he was from the blue line in. Beautiful stuff. And then Bobrovsky, he stuffed Demkov on the penalty shot late, and it's 1-0. But Ilya Kovalchuk, his second goal of the tournament, was beautiful.
You usually see guys do that if they no look on the off wing, but to do that way, that's tremendous hand-eye coordination. He's one of the best in the world. 34th career World Championship goal. Team Canada breaks the camera, Jordan Eberle, but hey, the Frenchman's still hanging in. 2-1 after one. SportsCenter update on its way.
Welcome back to Cesarina. There is your goal scorer, Ilya Kovalchuk. It's 1-0 Russia.
Well, not a very active first period. Only 7-6 shots in favor of Russia, but that one extra shot seems to be the difference as Kovalchuk has them ahead.
Dmitry Korobov for Belarus, leading all players in ice time at 8 minutes and 37 seconds. And the other stat that jumps out is the face-offs for Alexei Kaluzny, as he has won 9 of 10 for Belarus. Belov ahead for Sapachev. Sapachev plays it around the boards. Panarin is there. Panarin to the front of the net. That got blocked. Kept in at the line by Yakovlev. Race to the near side. Panarin gets there. Panarin bumped with Kostitsyn. And Kulikov back into his own end, and this will just make it across the icing line and the face-off to come back.
Well, barely across the line. Evgeny Malkin still looking for his first goal of the tournament. This being his 4th game now, missed the first game. He was here, but he did not play.
Each team at 3-1. Russia 9 points. And Belarus with 10 as the game that they lost, they did so in extra time, so they got the extra point there. United States, there's a turnover and a shot wide from in front of the net. As the United States back on top on the B pool. Chance in tight there for Moisiakin and whipped it wide. Nikolai Kulemin and Artem Anisimov, the assists on the goal by Ilya Kovalchuk. Delayed offside, they don't clear, play whistle down.
Well, Moisiakin had a chance off a turnover. Belarus just turns the puck over. Kaluzny gets checked, comes right to Moisiakin, tries to find some room to the glove side, but nothing there. As Good stick check, good opportunity. Mosiak and early.
Russia with gold medals in 2 of the last 3 years, and Russia will be the host country for the championship next year. Another offside called against Belarus.
Well, for 2 teams that can skate and play with speed, it has not opened up at all. There has been a ton of whistles through that first period, and same thing here to open the second. Now the officials are going to have a conversation, and I think it was a mistake. They're going to bring it back to center ice.
Controlled by Belarus, Stasinko. And Ilya Kovalchuk takes over, leaves it there for Artem Anisimov, for Medvedev, and back for Anisimov. Tarasenko takes that long pass, and Tarasenko with a little bit of room scores! What a goal by Vladimir Tarasenko. 2-0 Russia.
Well, this is just a great move from him, and it's body positioning. A smart play by the St. Louis Blues star, Vladimir Tarasenko. He has his 2nd goal of the tournament. And it's a long pass, but he positions himself on Big Yavenko, takes the pass, and then he's gone. 1 step, 1 stride, cuts in, shields the puck, and he beats Lalande to the blocker's side. And Big Yavenko at 6'7" does not have the foot speed to catch Tarasenko when he turns like that and drives to the net.
They have mastered that bank pass off the boards, and it freezes the defenseman for just a split second. And Tarasenko with his 2nd goal of the championship. Lisovitz taken to the near side boards, tied up there with Antipin. Mironov after it far side, tries to chop it out, delayed offside, and now play whistle down, and another stoppage. Medvedev with the other assist along with Anisimov, so Anisimov's 2nd point of the game.
Well, Tarasenko just a great job off the wall, the way he has his body positioned, and just the explosiveness on that first stride, and he was gone past the defenseman. 37 goals this year with St. Louis. A lot of them highlight reels. It seemed he was every night doing something special, and nothing but a lot more ahead for the 23-year-old.
Thus the term, I guess, that was used, the Tarasenko show, by many broadcasters.
Well, it got to be that at many occasions.
Yakovlev back into his own zone. Spins away from the check of Demkov. Back into the Belarus zone where Korobov goes after it. He got double teamed. That forces a turnover. Dodonov fires, and Kevin Lalande makes the save off Dodonov. And Sapachev not happy at the side of the net.
No, thought he was interfered with, but Dodonov having a great tournament, leading Russia, tied for the lead. Overall is a great feed by Panarin, finds Dodonov. Dodonov just stops up, shifts on Korobov, able to find that shooting lane. As it seems Russia has come out here in the 2nd period, already got a quick goal and almost another, as Dodonov with a good opportunity.
Well, we saw right at the end of the first period when the teams were making their way off the ice, we saw Coach Oleg Zhnorok, who seemed to be barking a little bit at his players, and you wonder if that didn't continue into the dressing room. And you're right, they have come out here with a little bit of jump. They have taken a 2-0 lead. Speaking of great Russian coaches, the Russian government has named a couple of ships of the Russian Northern Fleet after a couple of legendary coaches, Anatoly Tarasov and Viktor Tikhonov. And different coaches, as we get more and more information now from some of the early Russian teams, or Soviet teams back at that time, in 2 totally different styles between Tarasov and Tikhonov. Snapped off the boards, deflected in by Stas. Medvedev snaps it around the boards, and Anisimov trying to get it out, cannot. And now Chudinov springs Kovalchuk. He was in behind the net looking for Tarasenko. Tarasenko takes a run at Lisovitz. Belov for Kovalchuk. Stopped at the line by Lisovitz. Back in for Gavras. His shot got blocked by Belov, and then Gavras gets run into the corner hard by Tarasenko, and Gavras is down and injured. And now play is going to be whistled down as Gavras hangs onto his left knee, and Tarasenko, after the goal, seems to have come out on this shift trying to be a physical Tarasenko.
Well, he went and gave Gavras a little pat on the pants here. Seems to be a leg injury for Gavras as Tarasenko. It's a little hit from the side, and I think he catches the left leg as Gavras tries to move out of the way. Well, Tarasenko, very powerful at 6 feet, 220 pounds. And you can see the left knee of Gavras as he is in pain and needs to be helped off the ice. So, not good news for Belarus. Another angle of the head, and you can see the knee, the leg of Gavras as Tarasenko goes in for the check. And
2 goals and 4 points for Gavras in the tournament. Canada has outshot France in the first half of that hockey game, 26-6. It is 2-1 in favor of Canada. Tarasenko. Back for Plotnikov. Plotnikov. And a penalty now as we are going to get our first power play of the hockey game. It is going to be a tripping penalty as Lisovitz will make his way to the box.
Well, Russia continues to dominate here in the period. Lisovitz just trying to check. Good puck protection by Plotnikov. And then the stick of Lisovitz gets into the feet, trips them up, and Russia has their first power play of this hockey game. 3 for 13 in this tournament. Belarus penalty kill has only allowed 1 goal against. They have killed 13 of 14 opportunities.
Malkin, Kulemin, Moisyakin, Tarasenko, and Chudinov. Chudinov drills it. That got blocked, so 4 forwards here on the power play for Russia. Chudinov takes the drop pass. Didn't shoot it. Moisyakin will. Save made by Lalande. And up into the netting in behind the Belarus goal.
Well, they've got 2 real good power play units. Got another one that has Ilya Kovalchuk, and Arthur Gavras is not left. Still on the ice. Looks like some sort of freezing spray, possibly. Is Gavras trying to shake that off and stay in the game?
Kovalchuk in the first period, Tarasenko here in the second period. And Russia with the 2-0 lead. U.S. leading this pool with 12 points. Belarus 10. Finland and Russia 9. Slovakia 7. And Norway 6. And Norway may be the surprise of this side. Power play, Moisyakin. Into the slot for Tarasenko. He played it for Malkin, but it was beyond his reach. Malkin back for Chudinov. The shot blocked by the stick of Droz. Breaks the stick, and Droz will hustle over to the bench. Yevgeny Malkin dances his way through. Tried to get around the defenseman. Yavenko could not. But a bit of a dangle there from Yevgeny Malkin. Katarov trying to clear. Malkin holds it in. Malkin, Chudinov. The low shot just missed. Dodonov holds it in. For Panarin. 25 seconds in the power play. Supachev for Panarin. Watched by Yushchenko. Grabbed off in behind the net. But Panarin is there to play it back for Sapachev. Sapachev leaves for Panarin. Medvedev at the line, lets the blast go, Lalande the save. Power play is over. And the loose puck onto the stick of Lisovitz, and he'll slip this back into the Russian zone, and now there's going to be another penalty. This one is going to go to Russia. It will be a slashing penalty, and Belarus to the power play when we come back. Vadim Sapachev goes to the penalty box. Not in agreement with the slashing call.
Well, Belarus only one power play goal in the tournament, 1 for 15. And down a couple in this game, looking to cut that lead in half.
Well, this top line has been quiet. Kostitsyn and Kaluzny. Kaluzny stays out on this line, and he'll play the point as Stas is the other forward that's added. Andrei Kostitsyn's slap shot goes nowhere as his stick breaks. And now Tikhonov breaking in, but it was knocked down with a high stick.
Well, Viktor Tikhonov trying to find his way in, but it was a high stick. Would have had him good opportunity as he knocks it down, keeps going. 8 goals last year in the tournament. Fantastic tournament for him. This year he has only found the back of the net once.
Kaluzny won 9 of 10 faceoffs in the opening period. It's the Kostitsyn brothers, Kaluzny, Stas, along with Korobov. On the power play here for Belarus, down 2-0 to Russia. Korobov, Kaluzny, being watched by Shirokov. Into the slot, that gets deflected away. Good stick there by Anisimov. Kostitsyn, Andre. Down for Sergei, and back for Andre. Near side, Korobov. Sends it low into the slot, and back to the line, and a save made by Bobrovsky off the slap shot from Andrei Kostitsyn.
Well, good puck movement finds its way back to Andrei Kostitsyn, who's leading Belarus in points. Big Katarov is parked right in front of Bobrovsky as they use that little pop-out play to the middle of the ice. It comes back to Andrei Kostitsyn to blast, but Bobrovsky a good job, and he seems to be slow to get up after that. So we've seen a couple players down. Artur Gavris of Belarus, and now Sergei Bobrovsky trying to.
Andrei Kostitsyn with 7 points for Belarus, leads them in scoring. 6 assists, by the way, shares the tournament lead in assists with Oliver Ekman-Larsson and Mattis Ohlund. Cleared around the boards by Kovarshin. Power play continues for Belarus. At the right point, Yusenko. For Kulikov, watched by Nikolai Kulemin. Yusenko. Sienkiewicz is at the left point. Now he creeps in, lets the one-timer go. And that missed high short side. And this is cleared out of play.
He almost hit his teammate, Kulikov, who was coming from behind the net. It did not miss him by much. Dave Lewis, the power play for his team, really hasn't been able to get going. Kaluzny has the only power play goal for Belarus in this tournament.
Shots are 11-8, Russia. Sergei Kostitsyn, as that line comes back out for the rest of the power play. Korobov sends it cross ice. Gets the return pass from Andrei Kostitsyn into the slot. Good stick lift there. And Russia back with Tikhonov. In for Plotnikov. Plotnikov in. And Tikhonov got leveled at the line. And there is a penalty coming to Belarus. Well, it is going to be a headshot.
And Lalande seems to be hurt after this play. Slow to get up. Tikhonov, as he passes this puck, Kostitsyn comes from the side and catches him with his head down, and that is a check to the head. As Andrei Kostitsyn levels Viktor Tikhonov. And it is a shoulder to the head.
It is.
So this might be 5 in a game.
And it may also be supplemental discipline. And Andrei Kostitsyn to the penalty box. Tikhonov trying to get himself straightened out on the bench.
Well, it was a shoulder. He did not have the elbow up.
But it was to the head. So it will be 2 and 10.
Oleg Znarak not happy as he's going to have a conversation. And Kostitsyn has his shoulder down, but the prime point of contact is Tikhonov's jaw.
Stepanov over to serve the minor penalty as Tikhonov continues to get repairs on the Russian bench. So 2 and 10, so he will be sitting for 12. Dodonov as Russia back to the power play, second power play of the game. Kovalchuk for Medvedev. Panarin, Sapachev, back for Panarin and back for Sapachev, now to Kovalchuk, and the ripper went wide, short side. Panarin digs it free, back for Kovalchuk. Kovalchuk and Medvedev switch sides up top. Sapachev, Medvedev, Kovalchuk, and that got blocked as Volkov went down and blocked it. Dodonov for Panarin. Sapachev scores!
Wow.
That's where he parks on the power play.
What a pass by Artemi Panarin. This is just a quick play. This is a heads up. This is more a different look power play with this unit than the Malkin unit. Is kind of a 4-and-1, a box and one, and Panarin looks over his shoulders. They keep this in, and he just throws it to Sapachev, who is wide open as he pops out from below the goal line. And we mentioned these three play together on a line in the KHL. Well, there's a little bit of an example of the chemistry they have, knowing where each other are. As Sapachev slides that between the legs of Lalande off that great feed from Panarin.
And that will end Kevin Lalande's day. You mentioned, Shane, that he looked a little shaken up earlier, and he seems in some discomfort as he makes his way to the Belarus bench. Panarin and Dodonov on the assist, so Dodonov continues to pile up the points. That gives him 9 in the championship. So Igor Rikun is in now for Russia. Cleared off the boards out at center. Or rather in for Belarus, as Lalande has been the workhorse.
Well, he's heading right back to the dressing room. So he got injured on that play after Tikhonov got hit. Plotnikov took it to the net, and somehow something went wrong with Lalande as he is headed back down the tunnel.
Korobov out at center for Stepanov. Lead pass now. Gavris is back on the ice after getting shaken up. Stepanov got tripped up inside the line and back for Moisyakin. Yusenko around the board. Stepanov is there. Kovershin plays it back for Yusenko. Gets to the red line and sends it in. He got bumped and knocked down. In for Korobov from the line. Tried to get a shot through. Cross ice now, and Kulikov plays it to the far side. Back for Yusenko from the line. A slap shot wide. Kulikov, hard jolt there by Ilya Kovalchuk for Anisimov. Anisimov will drop for Tarasenko. Back for Anisimov. And he thought Kovalchuk may have stayed on this near post. Medvedev. Cross ice, Chudinov, and back for Medvedev. To center, long shot in. Igor Brikun. This is his World Championship debut for Belarus. Very good numbers in the Belarus League the past 3 years. Kaluzny. Yavenko skates this to center. Yavenko leading Belarus in average ice time at over 20 minutes per game. Yefiminkov in the corner got knocked down as Belarus now starts to use a little more of its bench. Down 3-0.
Well, the biggest loss for them is Kevin Lalande. He has been the key reason for their success.
And a bouncing puck grabbed and held, and face-off to come. 3-0 Russia, under 8 to go here in the second. Russia with the 3-0 lead in a game that's had a little bit of everything. Gavris got shaken up, went to the bench limping. He's back out, got help to the bench. He's back on the ice. Bobrovsky, after one save, was a little slow to get up. In the Russian net, Kevin Lalande got banged up, and he's gone.
Tikhonov took that high hit. He went to the bench slow, but he's back in the game.
That's the blow that has Konstitsin in the penalty box. Backhand score! Panarin. And it is 4-0 Russia.
Artemi Panarin is having a great tournament. He had a fantastic season. And boy, is he going to fit in with the Chicago Blackhawks. Talk about skill, speed, another beautiful goal here for the 23-year-old. His second point of the game, he had that great feed. And Belarus zone, it's off. Quick transition by Russia as they just turn it up quick. Panarin with speed down this left side. And he goes to the backhand, and he beats Brikun. And it is all Russia in this hockey game. Panarin led his KHL team, St. Petersburg, with 62 points.
26 goals this past year, 20 goals the year before. And obviously caught the eye of a number of NHL teams. Talking to some NHL scouts, there were a number of teams that were in conversation with Panarin, including the Chicago Blackhawks, who he did end up signing with. He maybe should have waited until this tournament was over. He might have been able to drive a better bargain.
Who knows, but he did say in an article that he wants to see how he'll fit in playing in the NHL. 2 points in this game for him. That's puts him tied at top, at least for now, with 8 points in the tournament. This is his feed to Shapachov for the power play goal. Just a great pass. And then this goal, the speed, little toe tuck to the backhand, to the shelf. Beautiful goal by Panarin as Russia commanding 4-0 lead.
So Belarus, that came into this game so good defensively, having given up only 7 goals, Russia has found a way to get some tallies in this game as they have that 4-0 lead. Stepanov for Kulikov, looking for Kovarshin behind the net, but Dmitry Kulikov breaks it up. The two Kulikovs come together in the corner. Puck is controlled by Belarus, and then Kovalchuk on the back check takes it away. And Isamov quickly for Kovalchuk. He opened the scoring in this game. And the long shot by Kovalchuk, grabbed and held by Brikun.
Well, some pushing and shoving in front. Oleg Yavenko starts it all. Kovalchuk coming back. Well, Kovalchuk quite upset as Yavenko, we mentioned him, plays at UMass Amherst the last 4 years. College hockey, but 6'7", 230 pounds. It started a little push to Anisimov, and Kovalchuk came in, a little push there, and then everybody got involved afterwards. And Stasenko, another big man for Belarus at 6'5".
So things heating up a little bit. Canada now up 3-1 on France as Tyler Seguin has another goal. France does not have a shot on goal in the second period, and they are nearing the end of that second period. The shots over in Prague are 33-6 in favor of Canada. And 3-1, Canada with the lead. Plotnikov to the back door. Wide open there was Tikhonov, and he couldn't get enough on that puck to put it in the open side. Shirokov being watched by Katarov. Lisovitz behind the net for Belarus, trying to tie up big Plotnikov. Shirokov is on it, knocked off his stick. Yakovlev holds it in, and he pitches that up into the netting in the Belarus zone.
Well, Plotnikov, a good job moving his feet, trying to get around, and Tikhonov's right on the back door, wide open. There's a good little feed between underneath Lisovitz, and Tikhonov just can't get a stick on it. Look, he's got a little bit of cotton in the nose from that hit he took for Andrei Kostitsyn that put Kostitsyn in the box for 2 and 10.
So Belarus down by 4, and Kostitsyn certainly one of their top offensive guys with 7 points coming into this game. To the blue line and out. Cleared right back in by Belarus. Belov is back for it. Droz takes it away from him. Droz now being watched by Yakovlev. Yakovlev ties him up. Sapachov down low looking for a loose puck. Grabbed off by Droz as the attempted pass around the boards by Panarin didn't get anywhere. And now Dodonov on for Panarin. Panarin looking, fires. Dodonov is in front. And Brikun jumps on it and holds it.
Well, good play by Panarin again. Dodonov right in front of the net. It is all Russia, and Panarin, great job just buying time. Gets the shot through to the net. Dodonov can't get a stick on it as it goes into the crest of Brikun. And right now, Belarus not able to get out anything at all going offensively. 8 shots in total for Belarus in this game, only 2 in this second period.
Next up here at Ches Arena, Finland and Slovakia. And we'll have that one for you. That will be a 10:15 Eastern time start. Kulikov carries in, gets bumped on the far side by Stasenko. Malkin is after it, couldn't catch up to it. Stasenko plays it for Demkov, and Demkov will deflect this back into the Russian zone. And back for it is the defenseman Antipov. Deflected in, and Yavenko back into his own zone. Yavenko gets bumped there by Moisyakin. Puck comes loose, and Stepanov circles back. Stepanov with some speed carries into the Russian zone for Kulikov. Kulikov floats the shot wide, and the rebound all the way out to center. Russia interchange, and on it is Tarasenko, and he got tied up and taken to the ice by Sienkiewicz. Back in for Belarus to the front of the net, and unable to get a stick on that was Kulikov. Ustinenko plays it around. Medvedev breaks that centering pass. Tarasenko back for it, leaves for Kovalchuk. Kovalchuk takes it wide, back for Tarasenko in a little tight, and got knocked down by Stepanov, and the shot went wide. Back at the line, a wrist shot grabbed and held as Mironov lets that one go from the left point.
Well, Tarasenko, another good chance off the feed from Kovalchuk. And Oleg Nasarak has to be happy with the changes he's made with his lines. The one line still looks good. That's been intact with Panarin, Panarin with Shapachov and Dodonov, but that new line putting Tarasenko and Kovalchuk together has generated some offense.
The Rock's been far more active and vocal in behind the bench today than we have seen him in previous games. Kostitsyn, Sergei, right side Yefimenko, trying to get that to Ustinenko. So Yefimenko now on this line in place of Andrei Kostitsyn, who's in the penalty box serving his 12 minutes. Plotnikov Leaves it along the near side boards, and Mironov sends it in. Shirokov first on the puck. Korobov keeps an eye on him. Centered in front and stopped in front. Brikun was headed to the far side. There was room near side, and the puck never got through. Plotnikov stopped in behind the net. Yushchenko trying to work it free. Plotnikov stays on it. Korobov is on it. Korobov. And is flipped out at center ice by Yefimenko, put right back in by Yakovlev. And Brikun will leave it for Korobov. Snaps it off the near side boards. Panarin is there to break it up. Panarin sends it back in for Dodonov. An assist in this game for Dodonov. Panarin back in front of the net for Dodonov, and he almost had a goal and an assist. Kulikov back into his own zone, and holding penalty coming up. It's going to be for holding the stick.
No, I think this is going to Russia. I think it's going to be Panarin that's going to get the call, and Belarus is going to have a late power play here in the second period and see if they can get a shot on net. Only 2. It's been a slow period for Bobrovsky as Panarin grabs the stick of Droz. Before that, a great chance. Shirokov sends this out front, and Barukin may have got a left pad on that save from the Tikhonov shot in the high slot.
So Panarin to the penalty box. 4-0. Russia has found its offensive game in this match against Belarus. Sergei Kostitsyn dishes off. Sienkiewicz, the shot to the short side. That sailed high and wide. Stepanov for Kulikov. Back for Stepanov. And back for Kulikov. Being watched closely there by Medvedev. Kulikov stripped of the puck by Medvedev. And then Medvedev gets pressured by a couple of Belarus players. Clears it ahead, though, for Nikolai Kulemin. And Kulemin will send Sienkiewicz back for it. Kulikov. All the way around, waiting for it is Kovarshin. For Stepanov. Rolling puck, gets it for Kulikov. 1 minute left to go in the second period. Kulikov. Back for Stepanov. Kulikov. Power play, 1 minute left. Sergei Kostitsyn. He will take that return pass from Korobov. Shot never got through, blocked by Nikolai Kulemin. Stepanov. Back for Kostitsyn. Cross ice for Korobov, watched by Malkin. Kovarshin puts it behind the net. Medvedev reads the play and breaks it up. And Medvedev will put it off the boards and down the ice. Korobov for Stas. Bobrovsky leaves it for Yakovlev. For Belov. Belov turned it over to Kaluzny. Kaluzny back for Yushchenko, and his shot never got through. Another shot to the short side, and the period comes to an end.
All Russia in the second period. Belarus. Dave Lewis gave them an earful in a game earlier in the tournament. They might get one again in this second intermission.
Russia up by a score of 4-0. 3 goals in the second period for Russia. Welcome back to Cezarina in Ostrava. 4-0 Russia with the lead as we get set for the start of the third period, and it was all Russia, Shane, in that second period.
Well, and not only offensively, defensively, they did not give anything at all to Belarus. It was a bit of an uninspired penalty from Belarus, and we've seen that play before. Dave Lewis has had them where he's had to kind of give them a little bit of, I guess, motivation, you could call it, after their slow starts first period. But here it was a bad second, and now start with a power play.
One shot for that top line of Belarus in the hockey game, and that's off the stick of Andrei Kostitsyn. He has one. Kaluzny has none, and Sergei Kostitsyn has none. Sergei Kostitsyn. Andrei Kostitsyn lets the shot go. That got kicked away. Yushchenko plays it around, but therefore it is Dodonov And Dodonov will send this down the ice. Kaluzny has been good in the faceoffs, won 11 of 16. Bouncing puck through center ice. Back in on the power play. Backhander by Gabbers to the short side, off the side of the net. Picked up by Kulikov. Power play over. Chopped up the wall by Evgeny Malkin. After it is Nikolai Kulemin. Droz gets there first. Turns it over at center, though. Moisyakin tried to get it for Malkin, and that got picked off. Antipin sends it back deep, and Stasenko for Belarus. For Yavinko. Russia in on the forecheck, and Moisyakin takes it away. 34-year-old Moisyakin trying to get it for Evgeny Malkin. Big Yavinko breaks it up and does come outside the line and brought back in for a split second by Medvedev.
Well, Belarus, 2 shots in the first minute. That equals what they did in 20 minutes in the whole second period. So a good start here for them. They're a long way to climb back into this game, but at least getting opportunities, getting pucks towards Bobrovsky.
At center, Antipin slides it in on defense with Andrei Mironov, who has an assist in that second period. And that was his first World Championship point. Brought in after the injury to Ryukov. Anisimov, couple of assists in the game. Antipin plays it up. Kulemin, or rather Tarasenko, will deflect this in. And then he'll head to the bench on the change, and that allows Belarus a little bit of room. Lead pass for Kulikov was behind him, though, and Tikhonov will slide this back into the Belarus zone. Stepanov, one-touch pass there. Kulikov is on it, stopped by Yakovlev. Yakovlev gets stripped of the puck by Stepanov, and Kulikov covers up. Volkov chases him behind the net. Around for Plotnikov. Plotnikov in across, tried to feed that to that right side, as busting to the front of the net was Tikhonov. Belarus covers up, and back into the Russian zone it goes. Medvedev. His pass picked off. Kaluzny slap shot. That got blocked. Chance in front of the net. Never did get to Katarov, as he got pushed away from the front of the goal. Kaluzny spins, and Medvedev takes over. Medvedev, the flip pass. Shirokov in alone. Shirokov to the forehand. Save made, and a penalty coming up. Another penalty shot.
What a save by Rikun is Shirokov. This is a great play by Medvedev. Just a perfect backhand flip. See Shirokov off to the races. He's all alone. And as he comes in, he tries, takes to the backhand, goes to the forehand. And Rikun goes almost into full splits. Not sure where the penalty shot came from.
Well, Dave Lewis agrees with you. Shirokov in on the penalty shot, fires and scores. 5-0 Russia.
Okay. Well, I still don't know where the penalty was. Shirokov looked untouched as he went in, but he gets a second opportunity on the penalty shot and makes it count with his first goal of the tournament. Comes in, head up all the way, and just this time, instead of the deke, goes for the shot under the left arm.
So 5-0 in favor of Russia. And Dave Lewis looking for an answer to the call.
So am I.
Russia in control. They were in control. Probably didn't need any help, but
no.
This bounces out for Panarin. Panarin with 8 points in the tournament now, one behind his line mate Dodonov. Kostitsyn for Kaluzny. His quick shot went off a stick and high. Yavinko holds it in. Kaluzny to the front of the net. Kostitsyn tied up. France has pulled to within 1 of Canada. It is 3-2 over in Prague, and now we're going to have another penalty, and this is going to go to Sergei Kostitsyn. A little bit of frustration on his part, and tripping is going to be the call, and power play for Russia.
Well, Sergei Kostitsyn trips up behind the net. He'll go to the box. And Dave Lewis not happy as Sapachov gets tripped. Kostitsyn thought it was a bit of a dive. Nonetheless, he'll go to the box, and another power play for Russia.
Dave Lewis has been around this Belarus team for a while. He was an assistant coach back in 2009. Was an assistant coach in the 2010 Olympics with Belarus. Chudinov, slap shot, Brikun the save. Controlled in the corner, Moisyakin for Kulemin. Back for Moisyakin. Cross ice feed, Malkin. Walks in, fired that one high. Moisyakin. We have played 4 minutes of the third period. And a penalty shot goal by Shirokov has this a 5-0 lead. Power play now, Russia. Chudinov, cross ice, Malkin, save made, Brikun. And getting it out was Katarov. And Russia will go back and regroup on the power play. Malkin attacks with some speed, but it was 1-on-4. On the loose puck to Donov. For Moisyakin. For Kovalchuk, but it got away from him. And Ilya Kovalchuk quickly up for Dodonov. Odd man rush. Dodonov walks in, scores! Yevgeny Dodonov. It is 6-0 Russia.
Wow. A little tangle by Dodonov here, and he just adds to his point total. This is a beautiful goal. A great play by Kovalchuk, though, on the quick bank that sends it back up. Kovalchuk just banks it. A little chip off the boards. Dodonov comes in. He gets Yavenko to bite. Brikun tries to challenge, and Dodonov almost makes this look easy. Great little touch pass off the wall. And then Dodonov the fake. Yavenko bites. And he just steps around and waits for the 5-hole and slides it home.
No Kevin Lalande on the bench for Belarus. He was injured in the second period and left. Chance in front. Canada and France are tied 3-3. A year ago today, France beat Canada 3-2 in a shootout, and they may be having another one in Prague. This one is all Russia. Belov will send it in. Sapachov lost control of it, and Lisovitz will skate it out. Got bumped inside the line by Antipin. Bobrovsky. It's cleared around the boards. Kaluzny holds it in. Down for Kostitsyn. Sergei Kostitsyn trying to take it to the net, could not. Stepanov is after it. Stepanov now on this line with Sergei Kostitsyn and Kaluzny in place of Andrei Kostitsyn, who now does make his way onto the ice. High slot grabbed off and right back for Tarasenko. Tarasenko across the line, busts his way through. Knocked off his stick. Korobov tried to clear. Tarasenko stays on it. Tarasenko up the boards. And now flipped to the line. And it does make its way to center. Put right back in by Chudinov. Korobov starts back up for Belarus. 1-0 after one. 3 in the second for Russia, and 2 more here in the third as Dodonov has gotten to double digits in the point total for the tournament. He sits at 10. Plotnikov winds his way to the line, sends it in. Yavenko back for it. Yavenko and Plotnikov to the backboards. Throws. Sends this back into the Russian end. And Belov Not much of an effort to negate the icing.
Oh, there's a look at Dodonov's goal one more time. Just a great move. Patient steps around Yavenko. And then as Brikun, the goalie, tries to come out, opens up the 5-hole. Dodonov has Russia up 6-0.
When you hear coaches talk about not taking teams lightly and how the game has to be played, well, there are certain teams that when they go against Canada always seem to be good. Germany was one of them until Canada smoked them over in Prague, but Switzerland always gives Canada a challenge, and obviously France is giving Canada a challenge today. Evgeny Malkin in across the line. Malkin looks for open ice against the checking of Sienkiewicz. It ricochets out the center, and then Yakovlev is there to slam it back into the Belarus zone. Yavenko spent a year in the USHL with the Fargo Force. Plays this into the Russian zone. Kulikov of the Panthers ahead for Kuleman of the Leafs. Into the high slot, shot by Boisyakin, and that goes up and out of play. Russia in control, 6-0 here in the third.
So I get
6-0 here at Chezarina. Over in Prague, Canada has just scored a power play goal and now leads France 4-3. But it has been mostly France on the offensive attack in the third period of that game. Dodonov, what a tournament he has had. Centering pass, grab off by Stepanov. Stepanov being watched by Chudinov. Down low it goes, Medvedev. Tied up, Kulikov for Stepanov. Stepanov bumped off the puck and cleared ahead by Sapachev. And now on for Panarin. Panarin stopped at the line. Stepanov back in for Belarus, and Stepanov got stopped on a good hit there by Mironov. Antipin for Andrei Mironov, and the youngster will slam this in. Andrei Mironov. Round the boards, Mironov stays on it. Kovalchuk is there. Stasenko is there. And grabbed off by Stasenko, and now a stoppage in play. And we're going to have 1 or 2 penalties on the play.
Well, they're pointing to someone. We're going to have a penalty on the play. It's a roughing call, and it's going to go to Kaluzny of Belarus as continues to unravel for Team Belarus. Kaluzny coming in on Mironov. Well, another penalty that have to search for.
So power play for Russia. This will be Russia's 4th power play of the hockey game. They have a couple of power play goals. They have a penalty shot goal. And they have a 6-0 lead. As Belarus, not the team that we have seen in its first 4 games. Bobrovsky makes the save on the short side as a short-handed chance for Belarus.
Well, this is the best chance in a while. Bobrovsky's had a very slow night. And just joining the rush, short-handed, Joyce with the shot. An easy save for Bobrovsky. Is Belarus offensively, not much at all. They have not had many opportunities. It has been pretty much all Russia as they have dominated this game, and then the score shows that.
Kovalchuk sends it back. Medvedev leaves for Sapachev for Panarin. Panarin goes wide on Korobov. Korobov takes him down. Panarin for Medvedev. Over for Ilya Kovalchuk and back for Medvedev. For Panarin. Head up, Panarin. For Sapachev, back for Kovalchuk. And Brikun makes the save on the drive from Kovalchuk.
Well, Kovalchuk loves that one-timer, and he can get it away in a hurry. so good. You're putting the puck anywhere in that little 3-foot space. He can adjust his body to get it away quickly. And Panarin and Sabachov just play catch behind the net. One man in front and two on the point as they try to work the one-timer. And this time is saved by Brikun.
Russia, the night game tomorrow against Slovakia. And then they will close the round-robin portion against Finland, the night game on Tuesday. And we will have those games for you. Cleared all the way down the ice. Belarus. This will be their first regulation loss, as the one loss they do have against Slovakia came in overtime. Cleared down the ice. And Bobrovsky off the backboards. He'll leave it there for Evgeny Malkin. Malkin winds his way in. Back, the return feed from Moisyakin never got to him, and it's cleared up at center ice. Down for Droz the shot, or rather Stas, the shot from that left side. Bobrovsky the save, and he hangs onto it. And now Stas, who plays in the KHL for Moscow, a little pushing and shoving in front of the net.
Well, it was a good defensive play by Korobov. And then Stas able to get away, but could not break away free as Russia back in the shot line. The fans enjoying the game, the little ones.
This is country against country, but there's also a lot of players that do play against each other in the 28 league KHL. And now the referee is over to tell Oleg Znarok that his line changes aren't what they need to be.
Yeah, Tarasenko has to come back onto the ice.
Now he's gone over to warn Dave Lewis about the same things. Face-off will be in the Russian zone. Moisyakin dishes it off for Tarasenko for Malkin. Malkin takes it to the net and scores. Evgeny Malkin has his first of the championship. And yes, it is not the National Hockey League, but it will still be a bit of relief for Evgeny Malkin.
Well, on Belarus, I sure hope Kevin Lalande isn't hurt too seriously, because he is the main reason for them right now. Brikun doesn't have a chance as Malkin just walks around everyone. Comes in very similar to Dodonov. As Brikun, a huge opening between the pads. Malkin just drive to the net off the feet around Sienkiewicz. Around Kostitsyn, and between the pads.
Belarus will have tomorrow off, and then they will play the afternoon game on Monday. So if the injury to Kevin Lalande is not serious, there is a day in between that he may be ready for the game, because you're right. If he's not ready to go, then Belarus is in a world of hurt.
Well, we've seen those 2 goals between, I don't know if it's a 5-hole, you might want to double it to a 10-hole.
Kostitsyn's out there now. Shot from the line, that went wide. Stas is in between the Kostitsyns after Kaluzny took that penalty. Tikhonov for Shirokov, who has a penalty shot goal in this game. Tied up in here, in on the backhand is Tikhonov, and oh, he got drilled into the backboards hard by Andrei Kostitsyn.
Well, that's the second time Kostitsyn's taken Tikhonov out hard.
A head shot in the second period, and then takes him to the backboards hard here in the third. Plotnikov. Been a rough championship for Tikhonov. He's been banged up a few times, not only in this game, he's taken some bumps in previous games. Panarin with Dodonov and Sapachov. Sapachov back looking for Panarin. And Dodonov had the stick knocked out of his hand, and he was looking for a penalty.
Well, Sapachov had a lot of net to shoot at, tried to pass it back, had Brikun down and out.
Belarus will play Finland Monday and Norway on Tuesday to close out the preliminary round. So Russia will jump into a tie with USA, 12 points apiece. And should they stay tied at the end of the preliminary, because of the fact USA beat Russia, barring a three-way tie, that would give USA top spot. But there is some games to be played yet. Belov jams it loose behind the net for Malkin. Team USA off today. Back at it tomorrow against Slovenia. And then USA closes the tournament out against Slovakia on Tuesday. And the other game to keep an eye on, and we'll have it for you as to what it might mean, is Denmark and Slovenia. That game goes Monday night. Chance in front of the net, steered away by Brikun.
Oh, Tarasenko almost had another one.
As the Russian team is dancing now, the Red Machine is operating in high gear with not a lot of opposition from Belarus.
No, this is not the Belarus team we saw against USA. They played so well against the US, strong defensively all tournament, but it is just completely unraveled.
Here comes Shirokov on the offside, and he whistled that one high and wide as he was going blocker side. Kostitsyn back in across the line, feeds it to the front of the net for Kaluzny. He deflected that one wide. Andrei Kostitsyn on the loose puck again. Back for Kaluzny. He gets squeezed out. Chudinov now takes a run at him. Centered up front. Andrei Kostitsyn had his stick lifted. And back into the Belarus end of the ice. Up for Kostitsyn. Stopped at the line. Cleared by Mironov. On it is Panarin. Plays it to the front of the net. That got cleared away. Sienkiewicz bounces this back into the Belarus zone. Stas is after it. Stas being tied up as Mironov stays with him. Dodonov is on it. Dodonov back for Mironov. Stas, Bobrovsky the save. Under 4.5 left in this one. Pitched out by Panarin. Lisovitz back into his own zone. Lead pass up the middle, deflected away. Bobrovsky ahead for Belov. Belov ahead for Nikolai Kulemin and on for Evgeny Malkin. Malkin with the 7th goal for Russia. Cross ice feed, and that gets deflected away. Stasinko gets his stick in front of that and deflects it out of play. 3:49 left in this one. It's all Russia.
Here,
Sergei Bobrovsky will get the rest of the night off as Anton Khudobin comes in to finish this one. That'll get him on the stats.
Well, Bobrovsky doesn't seem hurt. He's just sitting on the bench.
Well, 3.5 minutes left. It'll be a shared shutout if they hang on for the shutout. Shot from the blue line by Yakovlev. That went over top the net. Kovalev, or rather Kulikov, drops it back. And Kostitsyn couldn't pick it up, and it's back into the Belarus zone. Korobov will go back for Belarus. So Belarus will be 3-2, but this will be their first regulation loss. They will stay at 10 points, and Russia will move up to 12 points and into a tie with USA for top spot in the B pool. Canada with under a minute and a half left in Prague, still leading France 4-3. France has given Canada all it can handle in that one. Kostitsyn falls, and Tarasenko shovels it out at center for Kovalchuk. Tried to slide it back for Tarasenko. So Oleg Znarak wanted some offense, and he has found some from his team in this game against Belarus.
Well, he certainly has 7 goals here. They've come out and performed well. After maybe 2 games where he didn't see the best from his team, he certainly got it today.
Finland and Slovakia yet to come. We'll have that one for you. Banging away at it is Gavris and Anton Hudobin, another former teammate of yours.
Yeah, spent some time with Hudobin, both in Minnesota and Boston, and he's getting his first look here at the World Championship. There's Gavris, who was banged up in that first period back in the game and has some chances on the side. Sergei Bobrovsky catching a breather on the Russian bench as Hudobin will finish the final 3:49 of this game.
Over 8,000 in this building, and they have been loud.
Well, next game will certainly be loud with Slovakia playing.
Correct. Shot, Hudobin the save as Demkov lets that one go off the faceoff.
Well, some late pressure here from Belarus, but it is not even going to be close to enough as they are down 7.
3 in the second, 3 in the third, and the 1 in the first by Ilya Kovalchuk right now, standing as the only goal that Russia really needed in this game. Yakovlev snaps it in. Under 2 minutes left to go in the game. Panarin being watched by Volkov. Panarin in the corner, twisting and turning. To the blue line, kept in, slap shot blocked. Panarin back to the blue line, it comes from Sapachev. Save, rebound, save, as Brikun makes a couple of big stops.
Well, Dodonov, almost another goal for him as a shot from the point by Medvedev. A good hard low shot to the outside, the right pad. And Dodonov just spins off the check of Sienkiewicz. And he gets the rebound chance, and Brikun dives out to make the save and cover it.
Evgeny Malkin wins the face-off for Mironov. Canada has defeated France 4-3. That is the final, so Canada goes to 5-0. And the only undefeated team in the championship, as Todd McClellan has that team at 5-0 up top in the A pool. Played in behind the net for Kuhlman. Nikolai Kuhlman works it, lets the shot go, and Brikun makes the save on that and hangs on.
Well, Nikolai Kuhlman's very good in this hockey game. He's playing along with Malkin, and the two of them have played well together. Kuhlman, a big body, plays in front in the power play, 6'1", 225. Good season with the New York Islanders. He had 15 goals and 31 points. Not quite the 30-goal form he had a few years ago in Toronto, but a responsible on the defensive side of the puck.
Very good two-way player. Spent time in Magnitogorsk with Malkin, both prior to coming to the National Hockey League and then during the lockout. Antipin pulls up in his own zone, throws it cross ice for Kulikov. Up for Artem Anisimov. Anisimov with Kovalchuk and Tarasenko. Tarasenko back for Kovalchuk. Mironov takes it to the net, centers. That got blocked. Taken by Korobov. He'll leave for Stoss. Andre Stoss gets to center, sends it in on Hudobin, and this one comes to an end.
Well, a big victory for Russia, an easy one as they go 7-0. The offense comes through, but just as much as they got the offense, their defense was excellent in this game as they did not give Belarus a chance.
So Russia 4-1 moves into a tie for top spot with the United States as they win this one. 7-0 is your final.
Well, all that talk about the panic around Russia not being as good as the team that went undefeated last year, never mind. They look like the Harlem Globetrotters in Belarus. Quite frankly, look like the Washington Generals, did they not?
They converted the touchdown today against Belarus, and it was an incredible show for the Russian Federation here in this hockey game, starting with Kovalchuk as he's looking at Anisimov going down the middle of the ice, never once looks at the net, and Lalonde can't stop at 5-hole. Look at this. Beautiful backhand elevation.
Look at that.
Oh,
what a flip.
What a pass. Elevation. Aerial pass. It's going to lead to a penalty shot. Kovalchuk boards, chips, support. Look at the eyes, looking to the middle. Making the move on the defender, and then the head up. Team Russia is so good. So calm. And they were in this hockey game. Bobrovsky was good. He posted a shutout.
And Evgeny Malkin finally.
It was 18 games, Rod. He hadn't scored since March 6th, 10 regular season, 5 playoff, and now 3 in the Worlds for Evgeny Malkin getting on the board. Tarasenko had a couple. I tell you, they're heating up at the right time, the Russians.
They have Slovakia, they have Finland to finish, so a very good chance that they could